Hi, I'm Stephanie Caulfield from Mario Flush.
I'm Johnny.
And we're here to tell you about our Nintendo predictions for E3.
So moving on about games, we were talking briefly about some of the upcoming titles. Anything you're excited about seeing, maybe?
What, that's already been announced or something I want to see happen?
Sure, something you want to see.
I definitely want to see more information on Luigi's Mansion 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for that. Definitely want to see more stuff on Animal Crossing. And I'm just very curious to see what kind of lineup Nintendo has for the Wii U at launch.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely need to have some sort of first-party thing, so that's going to be what tags people on to wanting to do it. I know they've got fairly solid third-party support, which is really good, because I feel like the Wii itself had very lacking third-party support. But I'd like to start to see teasers of stuff, maybe teasers of a new Zelda, maybe teasers of a new Metroid Prime in the future.
Well, we also got the teaser for Rayman, and you know they hinted at some Wii U features with using. Well, it was a leak teaser, but you know they hinted some features of basically putting something on the controller and their near proximity reality. I think that's something you might actually see a lot from Nintendo, is that near proxy, Skylanders thing. It really worked out for Skylanders. They've been making a lot of money on it. Like it or hate it, it's worked. And, it'll be interesting to see, I mean, could you imagine, for example, even old Nintendo games, for example, are so small in size when compared to, modern things. I mean, you can fit, 30 of those on a floppy disk, But, I mean, could you imagine, maybe buying, a Zelda figurine and then putting it on your machine and then playing the original Legend of Zelda?
It'd be like Super Smash Bros. Melee, the opening!
The trophies, exactly.
The little
now, what if they did that with Smash Brothers, where they have extra characters?
Johnny, we need to stop. We're just going to give reasons to take all of our money.
Ooh.
I want next-gen
Give me money! I want royalties!
I want next-gen Pokemon in a system. I want to see a solid Pokemon RPG on a system with multiplayer. Solid multiplayer.
I would like to see more from that. I would like to have maybe a dedicated game that was compatible with a 3DS game, and then they paired up so you had one account between the two.
What happened to Pokemon Stadium? Do you have fun unless to take my little yellow, put it in that little device and play my Pokemon on Stadium? I'd like to see something like that.
Did you ever hack your Pokemon game? I had two blue cartridges. I had one that I modded with Game Genies and stuff like that, and I had my tournament one, which was not modded at all. And it was funny, because the game, even when you put moves on Pokemon that did not have those moves, the game figured out how to make them do that.
This is cool. I definitely want to see.
Did that Charizard use water gun? Okay, it sprayed water out of its mouth.
I definitely want to see more compatibility with the handheld, and this is itself.
Gives you tight.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to see them take more cross-platforming. Because definitely Nintendo has built up this kind of image for themselves that they more or less are about unification between you and other players and what you do and what you have. That I want to be able to have my home station and then what I take with me.
Exactly, and I think it's important for those to have the same friends list and the same,
definitely.
everything. So, when I flip over my DS and I'm at a Wi-Fi connection or using my phone's hotspot, and I see, hey, such and such is on the Wii playing, Smash Brothers Awesome, whatever they're going to call it. And, hey, and do the cross chat, the party chat or something like that. That would be cool. I mean, both systems have microphones. I don't see why not.
Definitely. And both systems have screens, so you can do video chatting.
Exactly, and they got the cameras. I mean, it would work. You can do it. And video chatting, that's definitely something that's going to happen, And, I'm interested to see Nintendo's HUD. Their actual, their dashboard or whatever they want to call it.
I definitely
because the 3DS's dashboard was really good. Really good, because it took the best of, what Apple did with their, basically
Here's your little apps. You can kind of move stuff around the way that you kind of want it.
They had that, but then they also had stuff like the, where you can take a screenshot and jot down notes on something. I remember when I was playing, Ocarina of Time, there was points where I would hit the home screen and, I was a little disoriented and I would doodle up a little map for that one sequence where you were going through just before the Forest Temple, where you had to kind of go through that little maze. I doodled up the map on the touchscreen. That was awesome. Make that happen on the Wii U.
Yeah, incorporate more out-of-game, mechanics to create the overall experience. Do you remember A couple years ago, there was a PC game. It was called like Missing Since like January or something. That it actually required you to do like online research for the game itself. I like to see stuff kind of go into that more. What is that? Is that art?
That's kind of augmented reality.
That ultimate reality kind of thing where you have to do things that aren't in the game itself to get the full experience of it.
Maybe. I'm always cautious about, requiring certain things in order to progress in the game. Obviously I was just talking about the whole augmented reality. It's like, hey, you go and play these bonus characters in Smash Brothers.
Buy this figure.
Buy this figure, and your trophies come to life, and whatever. Maybe even going as far as, it blows my mind that we still do not, games do not have, systems don't have a screenshot button, have no way of recording video, have no way of sharing information. I feel like that social networking thing would be a big deal too, being able to record a game, like...
That was so fun in Halo 3.
Yeah.
Here's this awesome thing I did.
And it doesn't even have to be that sophisticated, But put like a feature in the system where you could just record and it outputs to, the cloud, and you can stream, watch it from Netflix or watch it from a Nintendo site. You can do whatever with it you want, and get it so people are talking about. And I really expect this from every next-gen system. Get it so people are able to more easily talk about what they're doing in a game. Show off that cool kill they did. Show off that cool cutscene, or that screenshot that you saw when you went up in Legend of Zelda or something like that. That would be cool. And that would be the perfect place to put it, is like if you have the home button and you have like, almost like, I hate to say it, but have a share button. Share to Facebook, share to Twitter, share to whatever. Share to Nintendo, and have like a Nintendo social networking site.
Yeah, more or less. Just have a social networking site for the people that are on your friends list.
Yeah, exactly. And then have it so it can be sent out to Facebook, and because then it's almost like a viral thing. When people start seeing you have fun, then they're going to want to dive in, and that could be one of the ways they could overcome the hurdle of the other hardware having such a head start on them.
Yeah, I do agree.
And it's an interesting idea, and I've got literally nothing to go on this. This is just stuff I want to see. But I think it's also very possible it might actually even happen. Especially, it just seems like it would work. It would work well.
It'd be a good marketing technique.
It would be a good marketing technique, but
free advertisement, but
it empowers...
Word of mouth is still the most powerful way of getting people to get stuff.
And it just empowers people to be awesome, and it empowers people to share their experiences. And then ultimately, when you look at a game like Skyrim, for example, the thing that made it great was being able to share your experience. And having hardware being able to do that would be cool. They kind of did that a little bit with the 3DS, like I said, with the drawing thing. But let's take it a step further. Let's get what everyone really wants.
Yeah.
And don't really know that they want.
Yeah, have an ability to record what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Microsoft has alluded that they were interested in doing something like that as well. And like I said, I don't know how much work it would go into that. I mean, it may even be something like, hey, Nintendo might, for some reason be watching me for advice and be like, hey, that's a good idea. We'll put it as a late feature. Get it in there somehow. Well, I'm personally excited about Nintendo. You're cautious. I think most people are cautious about it.
And I think that's a reasonable... I think honestly the way that the community is right now is exactly how we are. We've got those diehard Nintendo fans, so no matter what Nintendo says, they are going to buy it because it's Nintendo.
Yep.
And then everyone else...
I'm not afraid to admit that. I know I am.
And everyone else is kind of like, this is kind of cool, but I can see where it could fail, but I can see where this could be kind of cool. How much is it going to cost me?
$300, like I said, that's a magic number. Well, check us back out for more E3 coverage when we actually talk about what they announced and get our reactions. And then hear more about Microsoft, Sony, and other third-party developers at E3 at RoyalFlushMagazine.com.